Got a question for you, Pastor. Especially here in Oklahoma, where we are, there seems to be churches on every street corner. And they're all a different denomination of some sort. Why are there so many church denominations?
It's a great question. Over the years, and when I say over the years, I mean over the centuries, there have been different interpretations of particular biblical truths. I would say historically, many of those interpretations may have been minor, and maybe humanity just decided to divide over things that may have been minor. And there are other things, obviously, that have been major. You look back to the Protestant Reformation, and that seems to be a very significant moment in the life of the church. I think real quick on that, not that this is a YouTube video about the Protestant Reformation, but it is important to know and to be aware that there were faithful Christians and faithful expressions of believers that were gathering prior to the Reformation that were faithful. The Reformation didn't create the church. Christ created the church. The church came from the Bible. And so there have always been faithful, God-fearing, God-honoring Christians throughout the world. At the time of the Protestant Reformation, the Catholic Church was just the mammoth in the world. And so the reason why we hear so much about it is because it was such a force in the world, and there were things that the reformers corrected and confronted that were pretty earth-shaking at the time in the world that existed at the time. So all of that to say, these different denominations later, many denominations agree on very basic orthodox tenets of the faith. Jesus is the Son of God. We're sinners. God created the world. God created male and female. Like all these things that Christians throughout all history have affirmed. And then there are particular points of doctrine that many churches have chosen to, for lack of a better word, divide on. And there are many denominations that, though they differ on some maybe secondary issues of doctrine, we can still love and appreciate and work together with those churches. So,
all right. So they're not necessarily bad.
No, they just differ on how they interpret particular things. So
Okay.
There's lots of great resources on what do Baptists believe, what do Presbyterians believe, what do Methodists believe, all those kinds of things. So,
is there any one maybe simplistic type of resource that can try and explain some of these that people might be able to pick up or look at?
Great question. Oh man, I was not ready to answer that question. There's a lot of different what is called systematic theology books that may be written by theologians of different denominational perspectives that are pretty easy to get your hands on, and even could even find a lot of things online. If you look up systematic theology, maybe you look up Presbyterian systematic theology or Baptistic systematic theology. It just kind of will walk through different subjects in the Bible and what the perspective on this particular topic. So,
Okay.
Systematic theology. Yeah.
So anyone can kind of Google systematic theology and find some resources?
Yep.
All right. Thank you, Pastor.
Yep.
Hey, if you've got any questions, especially around systematic theology, drop them down below. We'll try and answer those in a future episode.